Now, at first, it might appear as if you don't have access because the school is blank. Again, this will always happen if it's the first time you log in. When you click the school, you should see a drop-down that allows you to select your school. Now, my school has every school listed because I have district-wide access. I'm going to go down to Spirit Elementary School since my daughter attends there, and we're going to use her as an example. So once I select the school, your teacher name should be able to drop down and you should be able to select your name. You could also search for a specific student. And as I said, I'm going to use Angelina here in this example. So it's okay for you guys to see all of her data. I'm completely all right with that. So you'll notice once I select the student, data appears. You'll notice if I don't have a student selected, nothing appears. So it's very important that when you're on this page, you select a single student. I'm going to go back again and pull Angelina up one more time. So your filters up here, you have your school, teacher, and student name. And then you also have this drop down here that says school year. You'll notice I'm on the 23-24 school year, and there's a gray bar across the top. If I go and change the school year, I can go back to 22-23. The bar will turn pink, and now the data changed as well. So not only do I have access to this year's data, but I also have access to last year's data for all of the students I currently teach. So you're going to have access to all students on your roster, their data for not only this year, but last year as well. And this is going to be really helpful for you to see things such as referrals, attendance, test history, and a plethora of other things. For now, I'm going to keep it on the 22-23 school year, last school year. This home screen right here gives me my overall demographic information. And I can tell I'm on the home screen because of this navigation button right over here on the left. You'll notice it says home, and there's sort of a black outline around the outer edges of that button. That black outline indicates that I am on the home screen. I have things such as the student mailing address. I can hover over and it will show me the location of that student and where they live. I could even click on it and it's going to bring me Google Maps up so I could literally see the driving distance from the student's home to the student's school. Might be helpful if you're a school nurse and wanting to know how long it's going to take mom or dad to get there to pick their child up. Also, you'll be able to see things such as the student alpha. If they are labeled SWD, if I hover over SWD, it's going to give me that student's primary exceptionality. I also have things such as ethnicity, Project 10, which is for high school only. Then I can scroll down and I have even more information. I can see days enrolled, such as percent of days absent, if the student's on a variance, how many referrals they have, if they're survey 2-3 matched, if they have any retentions or previous administrative assignments. I can also see over here on the right their reading tier information, which will be updated as the year goes on. Once the decision trees get finished, that MTSS reading tier will be updated. I'll be able to see if the student's in the lowest quartile in ELA or math, and if they're in the bubble silo in either of those. I'll also be able to see the state testing information and a percent of benchmarks proficient on district assessments. And again, this can all update with the school year. So I would want to be on the 23-24 school year to see this school year's progress. And you'll notice all of the information changed along with it. Now this is great, but there's one feature that's really awesome that honestly every single teacher needs to use when you're prepping for a parent-teacher conference. Over here on the right-hand side, you see the student's focus picture. If I click on that picture, it's going to load up our student baseball card. This student baseball card is a printable one-pager which has all the possible information you could need about this student as you prepare for a parent-teacher conference. You'll notice my drop-down year is here, so I could select 22-23 or 23-24. Maybe I'll want to bring this year and last year's information to that conference. All of their demographic information is up at the top, including referrals and absenteeism. But down here, I also have a printout of that student's current schedule, their current grades as of today from Focus. We literally pull all of the gradebook grades in every single night to give you the most up-to-date data that was in your Focus gradebook. All of their district assessment scores will also be visible over here on the right, all VBAs from ELA, math, science, and social studies. All of their state testing progress monitoring information from this year. Their previous year's district or state assessments, and all of the lowest performing benchmarks from this year's local assessments. If I click 22-23, here I can see their current marking period grades for last year, all district assessments for last year's state testing information, and last year's lowest performing benchmarks. This is extremely easy to print. All you have to do is come up here, click File, and print this page. I would recommend coming to More Settings and making sure background graphics is selected, and you don't want headers and footers turned on. That's going to give you that ugly little line on the bottom that's going to make it look like a web page. But then you can go ahead and select Print, and it's going to print this page for you. It's a great reference tool when going into parent-teacher conferences. And it would be fantastic for a parent to receive all of this information about their student all in one place. That concludes our overview of the homepage. Take a moment and work on your scavenger hunt for this section on the homepage.